Welcome back, everyone. This is Team Beery, where we are caffeinated and motivated. Today we're talking about 1031 exchange. But before we do that, we need to talk about the coffee of the month.
And maybe we
Folgers.
Audrey, just sing.
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
I want everybody to know she did it on my introduction.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So today we're talking about
about
1030. You know, if the people in my house would recognize that, life
You would be good.
Life would be so much easier. What?
Yes. We should all think like me. No, we shouldn't. We're talking about 1031 exchange and other advantages of investing today.
And that's a big one. Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time on that with Deb from
Martinez
and Schenken.
Yep.
The house was shaking. I'm sorry.
we digress. So
Bill almost started snickering.
So 1031 exchange. Let's explain what it is.
Yes.
It is basically what the government has put in place, that you can take your proceeds from an
investment property.
the profit from an investment property, and roll it into another property without paying
Deferring
taxes.
the taxes.
Yeah, you're deferring it. You're
Pushing
not
them down the road.
Not paying.
You never
You're-
not pay taxes.
Yes.
You just postpone them.
Postpone them. And as Deb said, you can postpone them till death.
Right.
And then the people
then
who inherit it don't have to worry about those taxes. So that is kind of a strategy that a lot of people who have a lot of money do.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more, get a hold of Deb at Martinez and Schenken, and she will get you on top of how to make that
And we
happen.
have some resources.
We have lots of resources.
Under the resource tab on the website, teambeery.com. TeamBeery.com.
Right.
Nice.
Did I say it right?
Well, and before you ever do a 1031 exchange, you should talk to your accountant.
Right, to make sure it's
and
the
a
right
lawyer.
fit.
And a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Know
because
the
you want to
rules.
make sure you know exactly what
Don't-
you're getting into.
Don't just go out and say, "Hey, I'm going to do that with this rental." That's the wrong start.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's the disclaimer.
That's our disclaimer. 'Cause
She
we
had that
gotta-
in bold print right
Yes,
there.
we got to make sure that we know that you're taken care of. We want to make sure that everything is done the way it needs to be done.
Correct.
So for sure.
Yes.
And if you want to go back to episode 36, Deb explains the
guest.
1031 Deb Martinez from Martinez and Schenken explains all of that in much more detail. So that's always
Correct.
a good thing to do if you
Yes.
want more information.
So a couple things about 1031 exchanges, right?
Right.
We talked about what they are. What else?
Well, you can identify. Deb actually gave me a paper on that. We didn't talk about that, but after you sold the property, the money goes into to a qualified intermediary, which we usually just call a QI. You can identify up to 200% of what you. If it's a $500,000 house, and you want to, you're not sure on two houses, you can choose two houses at $500 each. Right. That would be 200%.
And then
use the money
or
toward.
or four $250,000 houses.
Right.
And then make a decision. So you got 6 months to identify.
6 months is the time frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well,
a
that I
year
know of.
to-
She didn't clarify that.
Yeah. 6 months to identify, a year to actually act.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just, we're going to do this and just let it drag on. You have to
There's time frames.
actively pursue.
I mean, let's say you're selling your rental property. I'd say once you're under contract, then probably start looking for other
Always
properties
good.
to
It's
invest
always
in.
good.
You don't want to take your time because if it's not,
Especially in a market that's appreciating, because the house that you just sold might not be a value, might be different.
well, that and what you want may not be there.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why you want to identify more, because if you have 4 choices or 2 choices, depending on what you're selling and how much it was, the more choices you have, then you have a better chance that it's still there.
Exactly.
I also felt like it was a really good piece of information when she talked about how, say you have a rental property that you've been managing and you're looking to sell because you just decided this is,
too much to be a landlord.
I'm in a different phase in my life. Yeah, too much to be a landlord. There are other options for 1031 exchange. It doesn't have to be another property. You can roll it into a REIT, REIT, or a DST,
which is a Delaware statutory trust.
Right.
They're both 1031 friendly.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
again
almost kind of like the way she described it. In my mind, I would equate it to a mutual fund, right? Where multiple people, I mean, not the same.
Yeah.
It's not a mutual fund, but where, you have a group of people putting their money in a pot, and then you have a management company who's actually managing those funds, whether it's an apartment complex or a condo complex or something like that.
But there are rules within Delaware statutory trusts and REITs. So you want to get a management company, a professional, talk to them about those rules and with your accountant.
Figure it out what's best for them.
It's not just...
Don't just randomly pick someone.
It's often a good ROI, return on your investment, and they're nice to have, but you want to know everything going in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
just like anything
we wouldn't
else.
Want to suggest anyone making an investment randomly.
Without due diligence.
Well, you wouldn't do that if you were investing in the stock market.
Right.
You'd still have a...
I just thought I didn't know that. And that was a really nice piece. Because or in this current market, right? Maybe someone doesn't want to have to find a like property. Right. That would be an easier... Right. In my mind.
Well, if they're retiring, they don't want to deal with a rental.
Yeah. Option.
Yep.
Absolutely. The other thing that's nice about 1031 is it's treated just like cash. So when you're in the
when you
purchasing a house,
that's a big advantage.
Like you have a little bit more of leverage, I guess you could say, buying a property because it's considered a cash deal.
If I get a seller and I find out the buyer's 1031 and into it, that this is a good deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Are there still appraisals?
There's still everything in place, just like a regular buyer.
There is an appraisal?
Well, yeah, it's a 1031 exchange.
But there's no lender, so would the QI be the one appraising the property you're going to buy, or would you, if let's say you're my agent and I'm 1031?
It depends on if they choose to waive the appraisal or not. I mean that's whoever's dealing with it. Do they want to waive the appraisal or not?
We do know a good appraiser.
We know a great appraiser.
I don't remember what episode he was on. Was that 29?
A couple months ago with Wes McDaniel.
Yeah. Good appraiser.
Yeah.
He gave us a lot of
good information. He gave us a lot of information.
A good, honest Scotsman.
Nice.
I think he's Scott. Sorry, Wes.
We love you, Wes.
Yeah, awesome. So we got third party. They do work with the title company very well, so that's always good.
I have found that's definitely an easy trend. Smooth. Title companies are wonderful, and they've helped us out.
Right.
But the title company's usually not the QI or something.
No, they can't be.
Okay. It has to be a separate.
Yes.
Has to be
a 1031 company.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm sure there are qualifications and all of those requirements for it.
Yeah, because they're handling people's money, so they got to be audited and.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
So wow! I think that was kind of the gist of a 1031 exchange.
Yep.
Quick little information session.
Yep.
So if you can think of anything else, you can always reach out to us. We were always around. We have our website, so use those as great resources. And
like, hit, share, subscribe. If you have any questions,
please don't hit us.
Don't hit us.
Did I say that wrong? No.
How about
hit,
share?
Share. That's what I meant.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. Gotcha.
Click the like button.
Always choose a
very good
team.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye.